All right, so 2K decided to patch pretty much every VC method that we use in NBA 2K25, which kind of sucks. But we do have more VC methods. Now, these ones are a little bit different. You may like them, you may not like them, but you should definitely check them out. And my advice regarding the VC method that I show you in this video is do it. And when you do it, do not delete the build till you do it on. Just quick advice. I'll explain more. But that being said, let's just get right into it. All right, so the best advice that I could possibly give you is to use one of your builds. You know, as you can see, obviously I have a bunch of 99s and some 90s. I'm going to use these builds for this VC method. There's a reason I'm saying that, obviously, and if you subscribe, you'll probably know eventually. But that's just my only piece of advice. Now, if you do not use one of your own builds and you have to make a new one, maybe you don't have builds or something, or you're starting fresh, or maybe you're new to the game, this is the build that I recommend, the Catch and Shoot Ace. The 6'5" catch and shoot ace. I know most people know how to make it because I've shown it on video a bunch of times. But yeah, make this build. You start off with an 88 3-point shot. It'll be very easy. That being said, let's get into it. All right, so this is a little intermission. Here's a little fun fact. Did you know that John Cena made an album in 2005 that went platinum? Most people did. But the reason I said that is because I was listening to John Cena's music while I was grinding. I'm not going to lie to y'all. John Cena's S tier. Anybody makes a joke about John Cena that I do not like, you're getting blocked. Just kidding. I'm just playing with you. But anyways, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Turn on the notifications. Leave a comment down below. Appreciate it. Thank you guys. All right, as you guys can see, I'm on a new build. This build is already a 99 overall. If you guys want the build, here's a free build for you guys. I think this build is pretty solid. Would I recommend it for meta? Probably not, but I made it just to be able to get offensive rebounds. So that's just a quick little pro bonus for this video. Now, for the settings, you're going to want to put rookie. I recommend for your first game to put 10 minutes. And you want to score a lot of points, this is the only time you have to do it. Now, the cool part is you get a lot of VC for your first season, and I'll explain why. But you don't have to put 10 minutes. You can put 5 minutes if you want. Saves you time. It's up to you. But just the first game, I would recommend 10 minutes. So just make sure you change it back, right? Then after that, make sure you put your action replays to never, your highlight play camera cuts, and your after basket camera cuts to never, similar to the other VC methods that I have shown you. And then put your commentary language to Spanish. This is going to save you a lot of time. Trust me. And then after that, if you want to drop your commentary volume, you can definitely do that, but it's up to you. Now, I would go to your controller settings. I recommend you use real player percentage so that you kind of like zone out. You don't have to dial in and try to like practice your jumper. Although I will say it's going to affect your jump shot ability. You're going to struggle to get your jumper back. It's going to take you games to get that back. So it's up to you. You can definitely work on your jump shot and put on a normal risk or reward or a low risk reward. That way you have to time your jumper. That's just up to you. And then another thing is, make sure you change your jump shot. And if you want to work on takeovers, this is the perfect time to do that. So yeah, definitely. So SWAT specimen is something I'm going to work on while doing this method, which is a huge W. So yeah, just a quick advice. Now, that being said, go into your first game. All right, so once you get to the arena, make sure you do not pick NBA Cup champion. Obviously, you can't skip the second half of the season, so you have to play it. Make sure you do Rookie Riser. That's what I would recommend. You can technically do whatever you want, but I would just recommend Rookie Riser because it makes it a lot easier. So just a little, please don't pick NBA Cup championship. It's going to waste a lot of time. All right, so when you come, by the way, make sure you go to the practice facility at the start of the season. It gives you extra fans, which is a part of the method. So I definitely recommend that. Just every question that you get for the entire season, make sure you ask for fans, right? And this is very important, especially if in the first game you go off and score like 100 or something like that. You're going to get a lot of fans for that, which makes this completely worth it. Trust me. Another little pro tip, obviously, make sure you use open season and unrelenting as your goal skills. It just makes it a lot easier to make threes. It's going to speed it up. You're going to be able to dominate. Yeah, it's completely worth it. Also, like for your first game, and this applies to pretty much every game, I recommend you do either a half court trap or a 2-3 zone on defense, and then just shoot threes. Now, I'll explain how to do games after this, but the first game, just score as many points as possible. Really, if you get 100, even 82, I believe, is more than enough, but I would recommend the 100 just to be safe. Just to be safe. So that's all you got to do. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just to show you that I did it as well, and then I'll show you guys what to do for the rest of the season, and then I'll explain more about the VC. All right, as you can see, I just got a defensive 3-second violation for being distracted, but I also scored 100 points. I scored 101, I believe, or 103. I don't know. Somewhere around that range. But that's all I need to do. Now I can foul out. Now, quick little advice. If you want to, pad your stats a little bit, get more assists, get more rebounds, I would probably pursue the assists just because they're easier to pad. So that's up to you. But also another thing I didn't realize, I don't know why my player got all these tattoos. I didn't have no tattoos. He just like randomly, I went into the game and he had 45,000 pounds of ink on him. I don't know. It's kind of weird. 2K did me dirty, but it's all right. It's all right though. It's all right. So yeah. Anyways, after you score your 100 points, just foul out of the first game and then you're pretty much set for the rest of the season. It's a little bit easier after that. So yeah, let's get into the next game. All right, just to clarify, because I think people are going to get a little bit confused. Make sure you only play key games. If you try to play through the season, it's going to take you 45 days and no sleep, and you're going to hate the game. I mean, most of us probably hate the game already, but that's beside the point. So yeah, just make sure you play key games. It's going to make it a lot easier. Obviously, your stats are going to be ridiculous, which is the goal for the first season or the only season you're playing for these VC method. So yeah, just make sure you do that. Now, that being said, in your second game or every game after your first, it's a little bit different. So the first thing you want to do is change your minutes back down to 5 if you did change them up to 10 like I did, which I feel like most people who are following my lead probably did. So make sure you put them back down to 5 and then go into the game. And like I said before, when you get the questions, make sure you get fans. I don't think I mentioned that, but after your first game, you're going to get a lot of questions. Just pick everything for fans. And this is going to be a great way for you also to level up your XP for the season level or whatever it's called. So make sure you use double XP coins. That's a little pro tip as well. Just that being said, let me show you what to do in the second game. All right, so when you get into these games, and this is going to be for the entirety of the season, whether you're a starter or you're not, and eventually you will be a starter, by the way, you want to quickly get 4 fouls. This is going to take you to the 4th quarter, and it's going to save you a lot of time. Now, sometimes you get a dynamic goal or whatever. If that's the case, just foul out. Don't waste your time in those games. Just foul out. The reason I'm saying that is because dynamic goals will not let you foul and skip the first half or the first quarter or whatever. You won't get benched when a dynamic goal is active. So that's just a little quick tip. So I'm gonna go to the 4th quarter very quickly, and I'll come back and show you guys what I mean. All right. So once you get your 4th foul, and you want 4 because it takes you straight to the 4th quarter. Now, all you gotta do, and I know a lot of people are gonna hate this, but trust me, it'll be worth it, especially in the future. You do not delete these builds after you do the method, but you just want to play through the 4th quarter. Now you're gonna drop a lot of points because you should be able to shoot. If you can't shoot, just dunk, whatever. But get through the 4th quarter. You're gonna want to repeat this for every game. I know it can be pretty tedious, but to save yourself time, like I said, run a zone, do a half-court trap. Don't worry about defense. Just score a lot of points. All right. So for your shoe endorsement, you want to pick Jordan. Now I'll get more into it once we get to the playoffs. But you do want to win the NBA Finals, and this is extra 1,500 VC, so it's a free gift. I would take it if I was you. All right, so when you get to the second half of the season and you have to pick your personal goals, pick the most valuable player one. If you complete this, you're guaranteed to win the MVP, which is going to save you a lot of time. Trust me, it'll be worth it. All right, so I'm going to give you some quick advice. There's some times where the game will not sub you out. Even if you have 4 or 5 fouls in the third, they will not take you to the 4th quarter. And that, you just want to foul out. Save yourself time. You're not going to get any VC for these games. But that's just the way 2K does it because they literally hate people making VC. Their whole goal is just to get people to buy it. But that's enough of me ranting. That's just a little quick advice. So, yeah. All right. So, when you're finished through all the key games, you're going to want to sim straight to the playoffs. You don't have to worry about it. You might get stopped for like GOAT moments or jersey swaps. Ignore that stuff. Don't worry about it. You see, why would I want a Scoot Henderson jersey? Just kidding. That would be kind of cool, but I already have it. So, why waste my time? But you go to the playoffs. Now, you will have to win the championship, but don't worry if you do this, especially, I know PC players, if you guys want to try this, you can definitely try it. But if you do this on console and you do multiple builds, you subscribe to the channel, you wait a couple days, and maybe another video comes out that might benefit you a lot. So, yeah. Let me show you how to get through the playoffs fast, though. All right, so as you can see, I ended up winning MVP. I still have the tattoos. Don't know why. I got to figure out why that glitch is in the game. I took them off. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But 41.4 points per game was enough to win me the MVP, which saves me a lot of time because now I don't have to win Finals MVP, which is part of the reason you want to win MVP, by the way. Saves you time. But the goal is to get to the playoffs as quick as possible. What I recommend is you sim 2 games at a time. And if you lose the first 2, then go and play the 3rd game. Now, I'll show you a little trick if I have to, or I'll explain it. But let me show you an example of how I mean. Oh, my bad. You have to go through some cutscenes. Give me a second. All right. Before I was rudely interrupted by the coach of our team, I was going to say you got to sim 2 games at a time. So with the Pistons, we were able to win 1 game and lose the second. Now, to play it safe, I'm going to sim one game from now on. Okay, now we have a two-win lead. Your goal is to sim and never go down more than 2-0. If you go down 2-0, then go into the next game. Because if you go down 3-0, it messes up this. It makes it so much slower. It wastes so much time. Especially since 2K decided to nerf Ascal and Sim2N with VC, which is, by the way, crazy that they did that. So as you can see, I'm down 2-0, or now it's tied 2-2. So I can either choose to go into the game and Sim2N with no VC, or I can sim and risk it. Now, I would usually just sim because I don't really care. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to go into the game and I'm going to show you guys how to win pretty much every playoff round guaranteed. All right, so when you get to these games, you have two options. You could either A, instantly pause Sim2N with no VC. Hopefully your team wins. As you can see here, maybe we win. I don't know. We ended up, oh, we did win. Okay, since we won, I let it play out. But if you lose, you just close app and then you try it again. That's strategy number one. Now, strategy number two, just to give you a quick explanation, you pretty much make 3 threes, you save it, you foul, and then you save and quit my career, and then you Sim2N with no VC. Usually you win the first try, but if you don't, you can close app, and when you come back, you'll have a 9-point lead, which makes it more likely that you win. All right, so once you get into your last game or your fourth game, whatever it is, could be 4-0, whatever. The last game, you cannot Sim2N with VC, so you're going to have to play this. The easiest strategy, get 4 quick fouls, go to the fourth quarter. If you can, then play the last 5 minutes. If it doesn't take you to the fourth quarter, just get a bunch of points, kind of guarantee the win, and then foul out. Yeah, pretty simple. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, as you can see, I have enough of a lead that I think I'm pretty safe to foul out. So I'm just going to foul out. If we somehow lost this, I would be pretty confused, but we should win pretty easily. I guess not easily, but we did win. That's the last game. Now I'm pretty much finished because everything's going to work out perfectly. So after this, you're just going to go into the off season. Actually, you know what? Let me just go there because it's kind of complicated, I guess, to explain. Let me just show you visually. All right, so we finished the season, right? And I won the championship. I just want to show you this. I think this is insane. Like, Luka legit just won the finals MVP on the losing team. I think that's crazy. I feel like if you didn't win MVP the regular season, you would have really hated that. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys won MVP the regular season. So that being said, anyways, after the season, you want to come and talk to Patrick. Good old man, Patrick. Now, the cool part is you don't have to play anything anymore, right? You don't have to at all. All you have to do is talk to Patrick, skip this, go through free agency, re-sign to the same team. Now, if you can choose whatever you want here. I'm going to do open run recruitment just because I don't want to lose Jalen Brunson. I guess it doesn't matter, but let me go ahead and do this, and then let me show you what to do once you start the next season. Also, this is like the last step. You don't have to play any more games. Don't worry about it. All right, so at the start of your second season, and again, you don't have to play any more games in this method specifically, but I recommend you don't pick NBA Cup Championship for future purposes. So I would just pick All-Star or Ultimate Rival or whatever. Anything that's 6 games instead of 7. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's just my only advice. Now, after this, you're going to have to go talk to some special people. And you're going to understand why in a second. So as soon as the season starts, you're going to have completed the franchise perspective quest. And you can check that by pressing square. Patrick's perspective, franchise player. Meet Donna in the practice facility. This is how you unlock Donna, by the way. And I recommend you do this on a lot of builds. And it'll make sense in a future video. But yeah. So anyways, when you do this, just try to get as many fans as possible. If they ask you a question and it says +3 fans or +2 fans, whatever it is, you can do that. So just a quick reminder, this right here pretty much guarantees this specific method to work perfectly. All right, so as you can see in the bottom right, you get extra fans and everything, and you get the media day photo shoot. So, you could technically, go outside. I mean, you should go outside and collect the VC. It's an extra 2,500 VC. Right after you collect the VC, it's going to ask you like what type of poses you want to do. Do everything by yourself because that's what gives you the most fans. If you do like team related, it gives you chemistry. So do solo and then do whatever you want. But just pick solo. That way you get the most fans as possible. As you can see, I get an extra 500 VC in total and everything. Now, after you do this all, by the way, just go to your endorsements. And you should have every single endorsement unlocked. Yes, every single one of them. That is 9,000 VC. It is pretty amazing. And by the way, if you signed with Jordan and you won the final or the championship like you should have, you will have an extra 1,500 VC from that. I'll give you guys the math in a second as well, but it's pretty cool. Go ahead and collect your VC, and you're going to make an extra 9,000 VC. Now, this process can be a little bit lengthy, to be honest with you, but if you start bugging out and your player's not going to the 5th or the 4th quarter with 4 fouls, then start doing the foul out or the technical foul method where you hang on the rim twice. Obviously, if you have a build that can't dunk, that makes it a little bit hard. So I understand that. But yeah, you'll be able to collect the VC. And as you can see, I went from 25 all the way to 34,000 VC, which is amazing. Another little kind of bonus is you get some season XP as well. As you can see, I got a whole nother level on at 34 just by fouling out of games, pretty much. So it's kind of cool, honestly. That's just a little bonus, I guess you would say. By the way, if you want to repeat this, you can make a new build and do it over and over again. I just do not recommend you delete your builds. Trust me, in a few days it will all make sense. I'll bring it all back for you guys. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Now let's talk about the numbers. All right, so it seems like 2K soft patched it, but I'm gonna give you the old numbers. So you get about 700 VC per game. You're gonna have to play between 13 to 14, but you'll end up getting VC from at least 13 games, unless you have to foul out of like multiple like I did. But even in my case, I still made about 24,000 VC, which is very, very good, by the way. But if you don't have to foul out of all the games, you'll probably make about 30,000 VC per season, or for the first season alone. Now, the cool part is it does take a little bit of time and you will get faster over time. That's why I recommend you do it on builds that you already use, because then you can grind for badges, you can grind for hot zones and things like that, which makes the time go by easier. So yeah. Now, another thing is to explain the VC where it comes from. You're getting 2,500 from Donna, which is kind of weird that I'm starting in that order, but 1,500 VC from Jordan. You're getting 9,000 from the endorsements. You're getting a couple more thousand from just the quest that you randomly complete. And then you're getting an extra 2,000 just for completing the season. And then obviously 700 VC per game. You're playing at least 13 games with VC, hopefully. That's about, give or take, 8 to 9,000 VC, ish. A little bit more, a little bit less, depending on how many you have to foul out. So that's where the VC is coming from. I know a lot of people always ask me, where does the VC come from? So that's where the VC comes from. That being said, God bless you guys. Jesus loves you. Hope you guys take care. Jesus paid for your sins with his own blood. That being said, goodbye.